We are back filming another technique video. I know last week I couldn't because I busted my back, but today we're good to go. Now you're going to be, first thing you're going to say is where the hell are they? Because we're not at the gym. So yeah, we're not at the gym, we're at the cottage obviously, right? So this is sort of our mini vacation that we're having, but still we want to upload a video, just give you guys something to look at, right? So today's topic is going to be guard pulling, right? So we're going to be pulling guard today, but in the most basic version. I'm only going to give you one technique with two variations, but they're very small variations. Again, just to warm you up to the idea. And I'm also going to quickly go over grips, just briefly. I will go more into detail in other videos, but for now it's going to be very brief overview of grips when you're standing, what sort of posture should you have, and then how we're going to pull. We are going to do it on the hardwood floor, so it's going to sound like it's hurting me, but it's not. You might just see Bianca just fumble and bumble all over the place because I'm 100 pounds bigger than her. Otherwise, we're good to go. Let's get to it. To start things off, I want to explain quickly what guard pulling is for those that don't know, what I just said. So guard pulling, so in the sport of jiu-jitsu, if you're unable to go for a takedown, whether it's judo or wrestling, any means that I can take my opponent to the ground forcefully, like I'm forcing them down. If I'm unable to do that, whether it's I'm tired or I just don't have the skill, I'm going to pull, meaning that I'm going to initiate the first attack by sitting. I'm going to sit down and initiate my guard and work my game from there. So it's a really nice option in case maybe the guy's just too big or you just don't feel confident with your moves. You're just going to go ahead and pull and get right to it, whether going to close guard or whatever the case may be. So what I'm going to do, just to make it very easy in terms of what grips, because there's all sorts of grips you can find online on how to grab. You can grab this way, you can grab this way. I'm going to give you the baseline, just the base, and then you guys can go from there as you wish. So we have the first one being just the same side lapel grip, so it's the same side. This is cross grip. So cross grip, same side. Same side, chin level, she's going to mirror. And the second grip is going to be the sleeve. Now the sleeve has a stitching, because when it gets stitched, there's a stitch that goes all the way along into the cuff over here. I'm going to grab just above her elbow, and not only am I going to grab the stitching, I'm going to bunch it up, because you'll see it's like a huge flabby grandma arm if I don't, and I can't really control anything. Like I can't really move her around with this, so I want to really bunch up the gi. That way now, look, I get a lot more control, allowing me to maneuver her body better. So she's going to mirror that same grip as well. So once we've mirrored grips, what is my posture going to look like? Now, in different sports, it's different things. So judo, I generally be tall. I want to be standing nice and tall and finding my angles with my hips and all that stuff. If it was wrestling, it would actually be more of a hunched, meaning I'm going to go in sort of like a halfway squat, right? So sort of a halfway squat, she's going to mirror the same thing. So just like this. Now we're going to be the second version. We're going to be in a low squat, because being tall, unless you know what you're doing, it just leaves your legs so vulnerable for wrestling, right? So single legs, double legs, it's just too vulnerable. So for now, we're going to make our grips, stagger our feet, one forward and the other, doesn't matter which one for now, and I'm going to sit. I'm going to squat back halfway. That way at least I have an idea, and I can sense whether or not she's going to go for it, and I can push accordingly. So now to initiate the guard pull. Here we go. Now, when I start, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to have one leg come up and post against her hip. Now, doesn't matter which leg, it could be my right leg, it could be my left leg, and I'll explain the differences. The first one is going to be the collar side leg, just so we kind of have an idea. So collar side leg, oh, it looks funny.
It's like a dance move.
Yeah, it was like a dance move. It's going to be my right leg coming up, and I'm going to push against her hip. So when I push against her hip, you can see my toes are going to be pointing up. I'm going to place them on her hip. I'm going to push and pull with the collar. When I do that, you'll notice her posture will bend. Now, I get in my halfway stance. When I'm ready, I'm going to post my foot on the hip. And now here's the part where some people have difficulty. I'm going to do a pistol squat. Now a pistol squat is doing a squat with only one leg. Now, I'm not that strong to be able to do it, but pretty much with the support of her gi with your partner, you'll be able to do it. So what I'm going to do is post against her hip, toes pointing out. Now what I'm going to do is squat. As I squat, watch, as I squat, notice that rotation. So as I rotate now, you can notice I'm going to be facing the side of my toes. Meaning now, if I have my grips, I can right away go right to close guard, or again, whatever the guard may be. So now, it's the same move. It's the same move now, except I just put my opposite leg. So now, sleeve side leg. My sleeve side leg is gonna post, and then I'm gonna squat and rotate towards my toes. Now let's just rotate this way. Now, once I rotate this way, exact same thing. I just pull on those collars, bring it right down into close guard. What are the differences in the guard pulls? So they're really, honestly, they're pretty much the same, right? There's only a subtle difference. So pretty much any move from that position can be mirrored on either side. Obviously there are exceptions, but there's really one distinguishable difference, and that's something to kind of, keep in mind. So I'm just going to fast forward. Imagine I just pulled, and I pulled on the collar side leg. So I pulled on the collar side leg. I not only pushed and pulled, I rotated my body, and now I'm pretty much prepared to do my thing. There's one thing you got to watch out for, and that's her arm can let go of my sleeve. There's nothing really controlling her arm. She can control my pant and then push my leg out of her way to go past my knee line into my hip line. Now, by the way, if you guys don't know what I mean when I say foot line, knee line, hip line, I have a video where I talked about just like the basic ideas of open guard and passive open guard. So I'll link it at the end of the video for you guys. But pretty much, she'll push the leg past my knee line to my hip line. It'll leave me more vulnerable to attacks. Again, it's not really, if you know they're going to do that, it's really not that bad. You just have to make sure that you push and you pull, really breaking her posture. Because if I break her posture and she tries to move out of the way, she'll find that my leg is too sticky. Versus if I relax my pull and relax my leg, she can actually back up. Do you see how she backed up, detaching my connection with my foot? So as long as I push-pull, I'm good to go. Now, if I go the other way, right away you're going to notice that if she tried with her right arm to push my leg, she can't. I'm holding on to her sleeve here. So that already negates the option of her to pass. And this arm over here, I can simply just bring my foot in, maybe clear it with my foot if I wanted to, or I could just maybe leave it, go for different sort of attacks. I have all sorts of options, right? But that's really the only difference, right? That I can think of that's very important, is that there's sort of a small option where they can possibly pass. Once again, thank you very much for watching our video. Really appreciate it. And for those that have subscribed, thank you very much. My fiance and I are very happy for it, and for you guys to join us on our new journey here. Otherwise, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our channel. I'll leave the link down below for the video on BJJ guard passing concepts for beginners. And thank you very much.